Well, we welcome you all back here in Bahrain, Sakhir. It is race day. Qualifying set the grid yesterday. It was Macron in the Aston Martin who set the fastest time of all. AYM in the Alpine P2, Sam P3, Chris P4 for his efforts, Nick Turner P5, Ethan P6. Behind him, Francesco in the Racing Bulls, Isyan in the other Alpine. He finished P8 at the end of qualifying, Blitzo P9 in the Haas, and P10 and P11 round out the Audi drivers. Thanos on top rack in the Mercedes, P12 and P13 for their efforts, Ben Allen Lee P14, Anti Lane P15 after a free practice one session where he topped the session, Harry P16. And further back, noteworthy, Nashi, way further back in the McLaren. The soft tyre is the fastest tyre. The medium tyre and the hard tyre provide more durability, but are the slower they go as you go up in durability. Which will the drivers decide to choose to start the race? We are here in Bahrain. We cannot wait to get underway. Five red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. Macron leads the field from P1 to P22 into turn 1. Can Macron hold his lead against AYM and by extension Sam in the Red Bull? AYM holds off Sam for now, and it is Macron who stays ahead after turn 1 into turn 4. Here we go, side by side. This Red Bull goes with the Alpine. Who will get ahead? AYM gets ahead, and he takes the challenge wheel to wheel with Macron. And further back we already have a collision. It is VB Kamal in the Williams. A 5-second time penalty has been assigned to the Williams driver very early on in this race. He will have to serve that penalty in a pit stop likely, or at the end of this race, but that will already be a hamper to VB Kamal and Williams in general to start off this race. He will be ruining that crash early on, but in the meantime, out front we have Macron, followed by AYM, Sam, Ethan, Chris, Francesco, Nick Turner, Blitzo, Isyan, and rounding off until P10, Nunes Garcia in the Audi. This is going to be a very pivotal race. This is round 1. This can set the tone for the season. Who comes out on top? Macron leads the field coming around the final corner. He will lead after lap 1. Can the Alpine of AYM put up a fight against Macron? Macron looks to be comfortable out in front. And we are on board now with Lane in the McLaren, closing in on the Mercedes, and he's alongside. But will Toprak in the Mercedes give him any room? They are fighting wheel to wheel here. This is incredible battling. I gotta tell you, this is... And they're still side by side here. Lane, both using ERS, both still side by side. And they make a collision. They collide. They collide together. Lane receives a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision with the Mercedes driver. That was precarious from the Mercedes and McLaren. Toprak tries again against the McLaren. Nothing going. But Toprak will try again here with ERS. Overtake mode enabled. And Lane covers off the racing line. That was a hard defensive move from the McLaren man. Toprak dives down the inside. He gets ahead. But for now, Anti-Lane gets him back. ERS used. And they are still wheel to wheel. This is incredible racing. Admittedly, not for very many points. P15 they are fighting for here. But this is incredible racing. This is what we need out in front. They are still side by side. This is incredible. The McLaren looks to just about get ahead of the Mercedes and stay ahead. He does. Of the Mercedes. Anti-Lane, of course, will still have to serve that 5-second time penalty. And a 5-second time penalty yet again for VB Kamal in that Williams. He now has to serve a combined 10-second penalty at his next pit stop. And just out in front, Davis SRA in the Cadillac. A 5-second time penalty for him as well. 5-second time penalties being handed out like free candy at this point here in Bahrain. On board now with the Haas of Ben Allen Lee as Izyan sets the fastest middle sector. Izyan is at the very back, but he is on fresh, soft tires. Will he be able to make his way through the field? Oh, a collision! A massive collision! Francesco, a 5-second time penalty yet again for yet another driver. Francesco, what a collision that was. He spun the Cadillac right around. Davis SRA immediately, the one who was made contact with, instantly into the pits to repair the damage on that Cadillac. He's already halfway down the pit to go into his pit box to repair the car. And of course, remember, he will have to serve that 5-second time penalty. No mechanic can touch the car. They go and they serve that penalty. SRA continues. Oh, and a safety car. A safety car has been deployed. And it is Jonas in the Audi. He is out of this race. What a shame. What an absolute shame it is for Audi. That will already be one of their engines for the season that already has to repair after just round one here. What a shame that is for the Audi driver, Jonas. A real shame for him, but that is a safety car. That will bunch up the field. And Macron's lead, that was very much extensive out in front by 5 to 6, 7 seconds. That lead all of a sudden now will come straight down as the field bunches up together. Remember, a virtual safety car does not bunch up the field. A full safety car does. And Macron will remain in the lead of this race here in Bahrain, but his lead will be cut all the way down. Can he maintain that lead after the safety car? We will find out very shortly. And we are on board with Nunez Garcia in the Audi. Remember, his teammate Jonas retired from this race. He's weaving left and right to keep tire temperature in those hard compound tires. The safety car is in this lap. But look at the gap between P8 and P9. Nunez Garcia is way back, and he leads almost an entirely different pack of cars. Only P1 to P8 are close, and they go racing. Of course, no racing until the line. And they go racing. AYM is gaining and gaining and gaining on Macron in the Aston Martin. He decides not now. He will save his battery for another day. But AYM will come right back at Macron. Will he dive down the inside into turn 4? Here goes AYM. He pulls to the right. Down the inside goes AYM. What a move. Will Macron fight this back? He does. Further back, Nashi in the McLaren. Things are just going from bad to worse for McLaren here today Anti-Lane further back in P18, and Nashi in P10 just picked up yet another 5-second penalty for another driver on this grid. And this time it is Nashi, but Macron gets ahead of AYM in the Alpine. AYM using his battery to try to get ahead. Down into the corner, AYM does not make the move. This is exciting racing here. Macron defends his lead into turn 1 after the safety car restart, but AYM will have, you would assume, enough battery to come right back at Macron down into turn 1 on lap 2 after the safety car restart. No move there. AYM is patient. But all this battling has brought the Red Bull of Sam into play here. AYM and Macron need to be very careful that they don't bring other cars into the mix by fighting with each other. This could be a problem here for Macron and AYM. All this fighting has brought the pack much closer to them than they were before. But this could be a problem, and already Sam in the Red Bull has gotten ahead of AYM in the Alpine. And he's already putting the challenge to Macron as well. Don't sleep on this one. Macron is under severe pressure from Sam in the Red Bull. As you see Chris in the Ferrari further back. But this battle up front is absolutely hotting up. It is Sam. Sam takes the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Macron tried to fight back, but I think the battery has just been depleted from Macron. He used so much of it, he and AYM, to fight, that Sam just runs through them. And Ethan in the other Red Bull gets through then and is still fighting with AYM. Ethan as well, probably saving his battery, being cautious, being smart, has saved his battery. He is using it now. Sam pulls in front into the lead of this race, taking over from Macron. And look at this four-way battle for first place. 4 cars within half a second of each other. This is absolute entertainment right here. Into turn 1, who will be ahead? It is Macron. Down the inside, Ethan is fighting with Sam. Macron gets ahead. But it is Ethan who gets ahead and stays ahead of Macron. And by extension, Sam in the Red Bull. It is a Red Bull 1-2. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. Macron loses the lead of this race from P1 to P3. He's led this race the entire time. And it is now Ethan who takes the lead of this race in the Red Bull with his teammate Sam just behind him. What incredible racing. Of course, it is the Audi, the Red Bull, the McLaren, and the Racing Bulls who have the fastest cars on the grid. It is no surprise then that as the field bunched up, Macron and AYM, who have inferior car power, just loses the lead of this race. This is incredible racing. In the pits comes Grace Hunter. He changes his tires. Arjun Rao picks up a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. And as we go on board then with Arjun Rao, we realize he is not where he wants to be in this Ferrari. His teammate is way up in P5. Where can he finish come the end of this race? And Sam in the Red Bull comes into the pits. He thinks that these hard tires can't get him to the end. He only has 3 more laps to go. Sam does. Lap 17, 18 and 19. And he says that these hard tires can't get me to the end. I need to pit. So Sam goes onto the medium tires then for only 3 laps remaining. I don't know why he doesn't go onto the soft tires. But we will see if that pays off in the end, because he relinquished P2. Round the final corner, Sam and AYM go in the Red Bull and Alpine respectively. Sam will be wanting to make up this position as soon as possible. Sam knows that he can take the fight to AYM in this Alpine car. It is a strong car, but not comparative to the Red Bull. Not a big difference, just one car power. We know that these cars are not much different, but he's trying to get past. And here we go again with Sam against Chris. Chris on very old hard tires. Sam makes light work of the Ferrari, as almost as if he was a lapped car. And a safety car. A safety car has just been deployed, and that means that this race is all but truly over. This race will finish under the safety car. Absolutely incredible. Sam, P4, he relinquished P2, and he will finish P4. This race will finish under the safety car. It is the last lap of this race, lap 19, and Ethan will come home to finish this race on debut as the winner of the Bahrain Grand Prix. No one can overtake. So by default, Ethan is your Bahrain Grand Prix winner. This is incredible. Just in a second, he will cross the line, and there it is. Ethan, in the Red Bull, wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. What a spectacular drive that is from the Red Bull man. From P6 all the way to P1. What a drive that is from the Red Bull. Sam in the Red Bull will be kicking himself that he pitted. He was in P2 comfortably, backed himself to make up positions later on in the race. Of course, would not have expected that safety car at the end. Unlucky for him, but it is a double Alpine podium. Izyan in P2 actually gets ahead of AYM, his teammate, who finishes just one place behind him in P3. It is a double Alpine podium to start this season. Who would have thought? But it is Red Bull who take maximum spoils, finishing P1 and P4. The rest of the grid continue to cross the line. It is now the Mercedes of Toprak and Thanos who cross the line now, followed by the Audi of Nunes Garcia. Nick Sinner will cross the line in a second, followed by Ben Allen Lee in the Haas. Harry, P16 for his efforts. Of course, no points from P11 to P22. This is all for style points and bragging rights at this point. But what a race this has been, and your Grand Prix winner has been decided. What a spectacular race with so much drama. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? It is Ethan in the Red Bull who takes maximum spoils from this race here in Bahrain. He wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. It is Izyan and AYM who finish off a double Alpine podium. Sam in P4, Chris in P5 in that Ferrari. P6 belongs to the Cadillac of Grace Hunter. Macron, P7. He'd be wondering how he finished P7 after starting on pole. Anti Lane, P8. Blitzer, P9. And Silky, P10. To round off the points finishes. It is currently Ethan after, of course, just one round. He leads the World Drivers' Championship standings with 25 points over Izyan. And the World Constructors' Championship standings after one round. Red Bull take the lead after one round, 37 points with a P1 and P4 finish. Alpine are second with 33 points. But don't go anywhere. May 8th to May 10th, we have the British Grand Prix in Silverstone. You gotta stay tuned for that because it is gonna be absolute fireworks on that week. Please stay tuned. You won't want to miss it.